He woke to the insistent pip of a bird, its distant trill coming to him through a dream. He felt heavy, lying on his back as if every organ within him had sunk to its lowest position and now could not be lifted. One hand on his chest, head turned, not a position he usually slept in, and now he could feel an awkward crick pulling in his neck. He lay for a while, mind groggy, the last remnants of sleep still swilling in his head. He was cold, but the sun was warm on him. He listened, but there was no sound of traffic or distant voices, just the stir of leaves and the pip of the bird. He shifted, and a pain shot through his head as something crinkled against his ear. His eyes opened. For a moment, he was blind, but for a sharp light that wouldn't shift, even when he tried to blink it away, and then its brightness slowly receded as a watery sun burnt through. The sky was blue and blurred above him, with wisps of cloud hanging duplicated. His fingers flexed, and there it was again, the tickle and lick of grass. He sat up. The pain pulled. He was not in a bed. He was in a field. He was in a field and sitting in the grass. He looked around, unsure. Everything was smudged and ill-defined, the field tilting away from under him, the blurry line of trees on every side, and nothing between him and them but the shifting grass and occasional blink of a daisy. The pain sharpened, and a wave of nausea washed through him, so that he was forced to hold his head between his knees as a sour taste filled his throat. He looked about again, carefully twisting right around this time, and thought that for some reason he was in one of the fields behind his parents' house in Hampshire, but he couldn't understand why, and nothing looked familiar anyway. There was just the hazy perimeter of trees and the sudden streak of a chaffinch that blurred into two and then one again. He rubbed his eyes. He was still asleep. But the ground felt real, and the bird was real, and so was the breeze and the ache in his head. When he brought his fingers to it, he could feel a swelling against the back of his scalp and a pain biting beneath his ribs. In a field in Hampshire, he told himself. Well, he couldn't think where else. He'd see his father in a minute, come huffing through the hedge in his tweeds and brandishing one of his walking sticks, cedar bounding on ahead. There would be some explanation. I should be at work, he thought. Mr. Cam would be having kittens.